Welcome back to the channel Rare Alert Worth Coin. Have you ever found a penny on the ground and thought it was just a regular, everyday coin? Well, what if I told you that a certain 2014 Lincoln penny could be worth an astonishing $28,000? That's right. This little 1-cent coin, if rare and in the right condition, can fetch a fortune. Stay tuned as we uncover the incredible story behind the 2014 Lincoln penny and why collectors are willing to pay big money for it. The history of the Lincoln penny showed different pennies from 1909 to 2014, highlighting design changes. The Lincoln penny has been a staple of American currency since 1909 when it was first introduced to honor the 100th birthday of President Abraham Lincoln. Designed by Victor David Brenner, the original penny featured Lincoln's profile on the obverse and wheat stalks on the reverse. Over the years, the penny has gone through multiple design changes, from the Lincoln Memorial design introduced in 1959 to the shield reverse introduced in 2010. But in 2014, something special happened that makes this penny incredibly valuable. Why the 2014 penny is worth $28,000. Show a regular 2014 penny, then transition to close-ups of the rare, valuable versions. So, what makes a 2014 Lincoln penny worth $28,000? It all comes down to rarity, condition, and errors. While billions of pennies were minted in 2014, only a few have specific errors or special minting characteristics that make them worth thousands. One of the most valuable 2014 pennies is known as the Special Mint Error variety. This particular penny was mistakenly struck on the wrong metal planchet or featured an ultra-rare double die. Error varieties that make the 2014 penny so valuable. Examples of error coins, zooming in on the doubling effect or off-metal strikes. Let's break down some of the errors that can make a 2014 penny worth a jaw-dropping $28,000. Double die obverse DDO. This error happens when the coin's design is accidentally stamped twice, creating a slightly overlapping effect. Look closely at Lincoln's face, the words "In God We Trust," or Liberty. 4 signs of doubling, off-metal strike. This occurs when a penny is struck on the wrong type of metal planchet. For example, if a 2014 penny was struck on a copper planchet instead of the usual zinc-coated steel, it could be incredibly valuable, full red gem mint condition MS68 or higher, even without errors. A perfectly preserved, uncirculated 2014 penny with a deep red color can be worth thousands of dollars if graded highly by PCGS or NGC. A person inspecting pennies under a magnifying glass, using a coin scale, and looking up values online. How do I check if I have a 2014 penny worth $28,000? Here's what you need to do. Look for doubling. Use a magnifying glass or jeweler's loupe to check for any doubled letters or features. Check the weight. Regular 2014 pennies should weigh about 2.5 grams. If yours weighs more or less, it could be an error coin. Examine the color. A perfectly preserved, full red penny has a better chance of being valuable. Get it graded. If you suspect you have a valuable penny, send it to a professional coin grading service like PCGS or NGC for authentication. Clips of auction houses, collectors bidding, and a sold coin listing showing $28,000. So where do these valuable 2014 pennies end up? Many of them are sold at major coin auctions or online marketplaces like eBay and Heritage Auctions. In fact, one rare 2014 penny with a unique error was sold for a staggering $28,000. Collectors are always on the hunt for rare coins, so if you find one, you could be in for a big payday. A close-up of a hand holding a 2014 penny, then transitioning to a call-to-action screen. And there you have it, folks. A simple 2014 Lincoln penny that could be hiding in your loose change might be worth a life-changing $28,000. So, check your piggy banks, coin jars, and pockets. You never know what treasure you might find. If you enjoyed this video, don't forget to like, subscribe, and hit that notification bell for more coin collecting secrets. Have you ever found a rare penny? Let us know in the comments below. Thanks for watching, and happy coin hunting! Everyday penny, the kind you might have in your pocket right now, could be worth a fortune? What if I told you that one of these 2013 Lincoln pennies could be worth up to $20,000? Yes, you heard that right. In this video, we're diving deep into the history, errors, and rare features that make certain 2013 pennies extremely valuable. So, grab your spare change and get ready, because you might just be holding a small fortune. Before we jump into the big money finds, let's take a quick look at the history of the Lincoln penny. The Lincoln cent was first introduced in 1909 to commemorate the 100th anniversary of Abraham Lincoln's birth. Over the years, it has gone through several design changes, but in 2010, the U.S. Mint introduced the shield reverse design, replacing the previous Lincoln Memorial design. The 2013 Lincoln penny is part of this shield series. It features the iconic bust of Abraham Lincoln on the obverse, designed by Victor David Brenner, and the Union shield on the reverse, designed by Lyndall Bass. This penny is made of 97.5% zinc and 2.5% copper, making it a modern composition coin. But what makes some of these pennies worth thousands of dollars? The answer lies in rare errors and misprints that collectors go crazy for. Now, let's get to the exciting part. While most 2013 pennies are worth just 1 cent, there are certain rare varieties that collectors are willing to pay as much as $20,000 for. Here's what you need to look for. One of the most valuable errors in coin collecting is the doubled die. This happens when the die used to strike the coin imprints a slightly shifted second image. If you spot a 2013 penny with noticeable doubling on Lincoln's eye, nose, or inscriptions such as "In God We Trust" or "Liberty," you might have hit the jackpot. Some collectors have paid over $20,000 for a well-preserved doubled die error penny. Another rare error to look for is the off-center strike. This occurs when the coin blank isn't properly aligned in the press, causing the design to appear shifted. If your 2013 penny is significantly off-center but still shows a full date, it could be worth thousands of dollars. Some of the most valuable pennies are those that were mistakenly struck on the wrong metal planchet. A few 2013 pennies were struck on older copper planchets instead of the usual zinc ones. These errors are extremely rare, but if you happen to find a 2013 penny that weighs around 3.11 grams instead of the standard 2.5 grams, you might be looking at a $20,000 coin. Another valuable error is missing letters or incomplete stamping. Some 2013 pennies have weak or missing letters in Liberty or In God We Trust. This happens when the die is clogged with grease or debris, preventing a full strike. Coins with this kind of error can fetch high prices at auction. So, how can you find one of these valuable 2013 pennies? Here's what you should do: check your pocket change. You never know what could be hiding in your loose coins. Search through bank rolls. Many collectors buy rolls of pennies from the bank and carefully inspect each one for rare errors. Use a magnifying glass or a coin microscope to spot tiny details that could make a big difference. Weigh your pennies. If you find one that's heavier than the standard 2.5 grams, you might have a rare wrong planchet error. If you think you've found a rare 2013 penny, the next step is selling it for the best price. Here's where you can cash in: eBay. Many collectors buy and sell rare error coins here. Heritage auctions. This is one of the best places for high-end coin sales. Local coin shops or numismatic shows can connect you with serious buyers. To get the highest value, have your coin graded by a professional service like PCGS, Professional Coin Grading Service, or NGC, Numismatic Guarantee Corporation. A certified grade can increase your coin's value significantly. So, there you have it. A simple 2013 Lincoln penny, which most people overlook, could actually be worth $20,000 or more if it has the right errors. Make sure to check your pocket change, search those bank rolls, and keep an eye out for doubling, off-center strikes, or the rare copper composition. Who knows? You could be holding a small fortune in your hands. If you found this video helpful, don't forget to hit that like button, subscribe for more coin collecting tips, and turn on notifications so you never miss a new video. And if you've ever found a rare or valuable penny, share your story in the comments below. We'd love to hear it. Told you that a simple, everyday penny, something you've probably walked past or even thrown away, could be worth a jaw-dropping $11,000? That's right, folks. Today, we're diving deep into the mysterious world of the 1982 Lincoln penny, a small but mighty coin that has made collectors go crazy. Stay tuned, because by the end of this video, you might just start checking your spare change like never before. Flashy coin animations with golden sparks. The history behind the 1982 Lincoln penny, the U.S. Mint with an overlay of historical images of Lincoln pennies. Before we unveil why this rare penny is so valuable, let's take a quick trip back in time. The Lincoln penny has been a staple of U.S. currency since 1909, when it was first introduced to honor the 100th anniversary of Abraham Lincoln's birth. But in 1982, something major happened that shook the coin world forever. The year 1982 was a transitional period for U.S. pennies. Before this year, pennies were primarily made of 95% copper. But due to rising copper prices, the U.S. Mint decided to switch to a zinc core with only a thin copper plating. This led to several variations of the 1982 penny: large date, small date, copper, and zinc. And among them, the 1982 small date copper penny turned out to be the ultimate prize. Why is the 1982 Lincoln penny worth $11,000? A magnifying glass zooming in on a penny with text overlay. 1982 small date copper penny. So, what makes this tiny coin worth as much as a brand new car? It's all about rarity and demand. You see, the 1982 small date penny was supposed to be minted using the new zinc composition. But somehow, a few of these pennies were mistakenly struck on the old copper planchet. This error makes it one of the rarest pennies in U.S. history. A chart comparing regular pennies to the valuable 1982 copper penny.to put this into perspective. Most 1982 pennies weigh about 2.5 grams because they are made of zinc. But this rare gem weighs 3.1 grams, proving it's made of copper. So, if you have an old 1982 penny lying around, grab a scale and weigh it. If it's 3.1 grams, congratulations, you might be holding on to a fortune. How do I know if I have the $11,000 penny? Great question! Here's what to look for: mint mark D. The letter D below the year indicates it was minted in Denver. Small date variety. The 2 in the date should be level with the 8 and 9, instead of sitting higher. Weight. Use a precise scale. If it weighs 3.1 grams, you might have struck gold, well, copper in this case. And remember, folks, even if your penny matches all the criteria, it needs to be authenticated by a professional grading service like PCGS or NGC to confirm its value. And in case you think this is just a myth, let me tell you, these pennies have been sold for real money. In 2017, a verified 1982 small date copper penny was auctioned for an astonishing $11,000. Imagine that, a tiny coin, a fraction of a dollar, turning into a 5-figure paycheck. So, what are you waiting for? Start checking your pocket change, your piggy bank, even that old jar of pennies you forgot about. Who knows? You might just be sitting on a small fortune without even realizing it. If you enjoyed this video and want to see more about rare coins worth big money, don't forget to hit that like button, subscribe, and turn on notifications. Drop a comment below if you've ever found a rare coin in your change. Who knows? Your story might be featured in our next video. What if I told you that a single penny, a simple copper coin that you might walk past on the sidewalk, could be worth up to $17,000? Yes, you heard that right. A tiny 1-cent coin from 1977 could be hiding in your pocket change, and it could make you rich. But what makes some of these 1977 pennies worth thousands of dollars? Stick around because we're diving deep into the history, value, and the rare errors that turn ordinary pennies into small fortunes. Before we get into what makes some 1977 pennies so valuable, let's talk about the coin itself. The 1977 Lincoln penny is part of the long-running Lincoln cent series, which first debuted in 1909 to honor the 100th birthday of President Abraham Lincoln. Designed by Victor David Brenner, the Lincoln penny has been a staple of American currency for over a century. But in 1977, these coins were still made primarily of 95% copper and 5% zinc, just before the U.S. Mint switched to zinc-coated pennies in 1982. Because of this, each 1977 penny contains roughly 2.5 grams of copper, and with copper prices fluctuating, even its metal content alone gives it some intrinsic value. What makes the 1977 penny worth big money? Now, let's get to the good part. What makes some of these 1977 pennies worth up to $17,000? While most 1977 pennies are only worth face value, there are rare variations and errors that can make them incredibly valuable. Let's go over the key factors that determine their worth. First, let's talk about mint marks. The U.S. Mint produced pennies in 3 locations in 1977: Philadelphia, no mint mark; Denver, D mint mark; and San Francisco, S mint mark for proofs. Most of these coins are common, but certain proof strikes and rare mint condition pieces can fetch big money. Next up, condition matters. Coins are graded on a scale from 1 to 70, with MS, mint state, 70 being a flawless, perfect coin. If you happen to find a 1977 Lincoln penny in MS 67 or higher, you could be looking at a coin worth several hundred or even thousands of dollars. The key is to check for sharp details, full luster, and no wear or scratches. Here's where things get really exciting. The most valuable 1977 pennies are the ones with rare minting errors. Some of these errors can turn a simple penny into a $17,000 treasure. Let's go over the most valuable ones. Double die adverse DDO. Some 1977 pennies were struck with a doubling effect on Lincoln's face, the date, or the word liberty. This error is highly sought after by collectors, off-center strikes. If your penny looks misaligned, with a part of the design missing, it could be worth hundreds to thousands of dollars, depending on how extreme the misprint is. Wrong planchet errors. In rare cases, some 1977 pennies were accidentally struck on a dime planchet, making them thinner and silver-colored. These can be extremely rare and worth a fortune. Die break errors. Sometimes, cracks or raised lines appear on the coin due to damage to the die. These can make your coin rare and valuable. Now, you might be wondering, has a 1977 penny actually sold for $17,000? The answer is yes. In a recent auction, a rare 1977 penny in perfect condition with a rare mint error was sold for an astonishing $17,000. Imagine that. A coin worth only 1 cent when it was made is now worth as much as a brand new car. So, how can you find one of these valuable pennies? Here's what you should do. Check your pocket change. Don't overlook those pennies. They could be gold mines. Look for mint errors like doubling, off-center strikes, or unusual coloring. Examine the coin's condition. The closer it is to mint state, the more valuable it could be. Use a magnifying glass or coin microscope to spot details. Get your penny graded by a professional service like PCGS or NGC if you think it might be valuable. Auction it or sell it to collectors. Rare pennies are in high demand. So, now that you know how a 1977 Lincoln penny could be worth up to $17,000, are you going to start checking your coins? Let me know in the comments if you've ever found a rare penny. And don't forget to like, share, and subscribe for more amazing coin stories. Who knows? The next time you reach into your pocket, you could pull out a small fortune. Thanks for watching, and happy hunting!